we go. Digital Adele back with another Digital Adele Hoops Beyond the Backboard podcast for you with my co-host, Matt Hanifan. How are you doing today, Matt?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. I've had a nap, which always is trouble for this show, but I feel great, actually. My brain's working. The fog is gone. I did something, and now my camera doesn't always blur and unblur. Not really sure if it's going to last. Hopefully, it does. But yeah, man, I'm ready to go. We're talking today in our rookies only segment, the Miami Heat, well, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Miami Heat rookies for their team. Now, as you know, the Miami Heat aren't known to have a lot of draft picks. So this is just one for them. The Grizzlies have two, however. And we're going to start out by talking about the most prominent one, and that's Javon Small. No? Oh, Cedric Cowherd. Cedric Cowherd, that's right. We're talking about the kid from Washington State, the senior, 6'6", 213 pounds, a crazy 7'2" wingspan. Tell me what you think about Cedric Cowherd.
It was unfortunate that he didn't get to play in Summer League. He's still recovering from the labrum injury that he suffered. I think it was like November or December of last year. Right. He's played one preseason game. Getting his feet wet, but really hasn't seen any action over the last 10, 11 months.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that was a little unfortunate. I did like him, though. Like, I thought he was off to, albeit in just a 6-game sample, I thought he was really good last year for Washington State. Very good shooter. Had one of the better, shooting forms in the class, good high release, balanced. Right. I liked his kind of, mid-post game. Mm-hmm. He was a player who, he's 6'5", 6'6", but, he's, has legit strength. He has really good footwork down low. Right. I think he's a more versatile scorer in terms of the middle of the first round. I mean, he was drafted 11, but heading in, we kind of thought of him as a middle of the first round guy.
Yeah, I had him 20th.
Yeah.
There's some really ironic stuff in this because I had him 20th and I had Kasper Shakachonis in the top 10. So they kind of flipped in the direction they were drafted.
Right, but 40% from deep, averaged 18 a game. Again, albeit in just 6 games, but even his last year at Eastern Washington was pretty encouraging from a shooting standpoint. Averaged 15.5 points, 38% from deep. Good rebounder for his size. Not a bad defender. I liked him more off ball than on ball. But he's just he's just a physical, strong player, but also one of the best shooters in the class.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot to like and be intrigued about with Cedric. His journey is a unique one, coming from Division II, and then working his way up a smaller Division I program, and then ending up at Washington State, obviously a bigger time Division I program. The thing about Cedric that I have some reservations about, he doesn't really handle the ball well at all. I do not like his handles.
He's not. Yeah.
I don't like them. I think he's a better passer from the post than he is off the dribble. I don't think he's going to give you a lot of point of attack, breaking down point of attack defense and then creating out of that. But I do like his shooting. Like you said, his jump shot is wet. He's a legit shooting threat from deep, mid-range, in the post. He can shoot it from anywhere. And that size and that wingspan really helps. And I think that's going to really make him successful. What I find really interesting is if they can ever get some minutes where he and Jalen Wells are on the wings together, they could put some people in hell, man. I mean, defensively, in the passing lanes, he's dynamic. His on-ball defense leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of his on-ball defense. He's been more of a forward type his whole career. Mm-hmm. Played out of the low block and then hit some open threes when he was open. And so I think his point of attack defense, he really wasn't guarding a lot of people that were going to test his point of attack defense. And it shows up when he plays against higher competition. I didn't get to watch the preseason game. In fact, it's what I'm going to do as soon as we're done with this show. I'm going to babysit my granddaughter and I'm going to watch the preseason game.
Do you want me to spoil his stat line for you? It's not good.
I already peeked at it like through halftime, and it wasn't good. But yeah, spoil away.
0 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 4 from deep.
Oh,
Finished with just 1 point, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 of 2 from the free throw line in
is that
18
good?
minutes. I'm not gonna read anything into it because again, he hasn't played basketball in a year. So
No, but it's not good. It's bad. But
yeah,
that's exactly it. You cannot read anything into it. He hasn't played basketball in a very long time. I was at Summer League. I sat right beside him, actually. He was in the stands watching his team play in the pavilion, not the Thomas and Mack. Or no, wait. What's the one side called? One side's Thomas and Mack. The other side is
the
Cox Pavilion. Yeah.
It's Cox Pavilion, yeah.
So we were in Cox Pavilion, and I was sitting right next to him, one section apart. He's huge, dude. His hands are humongous as well. Big guy. But yeah, he didn't play there either.
And as a shooter, like I think he's more of a standstill. Like I'm not
Yes.
super sure about his movement shooting. I think he
Right.
can develop that. And like the thing that I like about Memphis, especially with this pick, I think they traded up to get him. I can't remember how many spots. They have a track record with these types of players
Right.
that are it's genuine, like legitimately like good. I think for Cedric, even though he's coming off of an injury. That he's
Yes.
able to develop there. And I think they do just a good job with player development in general. Jalen Wells is a perfect example of that. Him being a
Absolutely.
second-round pick a year ago. And so, I don't know. I just trust, like, it may not come in the short term because, again, he hasn't played that much basketball.
Right.
And I hope his shoulder injury, he's fully recovered from that. But in the long term, I definitely see this, like, being a solid pick and a solid player. I'm not gonna like put like a ceiling on him or anything like that, but I think he'll be like an impactful rotation player within his rookie contract within the first, few seasons for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely see that. I don't think that's a stretch in my opinion. Because his shooting will translate once he gets into NBA shape. Because that's the other thing. Without playing, is he in NBA shape right now? I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he's going to be just fine. I do have concerns about the limited high level competition that he played against because
Sure.
it was only
Yeah.
6 games. He didn't play any preseason. I am concerned about that because the speed of the game is so much faster that once you start playing those really good teams, how does that hold up? But no, I like the pick. I think he's going to do well in Memphis. I'm intrigued. As they say in the Libertard show. CC, very intrigued. That's Puppy.
It's kind of funny. I'm just looking at this. His last college game was against his old team before he got hurt.
Yeah, that's actually ironic. It's very ironic. I do have how many spots he was traded up for. It was 5.
5? Okay. I was going to say,
Portland,
I want to say it was a few, but I didn't remember the exact number.
He was traded for Hansen. Young.
Right. That's right. Yeah. They jumped from 16 to 11.
Correct. So we're going to talk their second round pick, Javon Small. Javon played at the University of West Virginia, 6'2", 190 pounds, 6'4", almost 6'5" wingspan. So he's got a pretty good wingspan on him. His MO is he's a pit bull defender. And he'll dog you, man. Point of attack defense, that's his thing. What were your thoughts on the pick of Javon Small?
I liked Small's defense. I didn't watch him a ton his last year, but like whenever I did watch him, you could notice that. I do have questions just about his size in general. Like,
oh yeah,
how is that going to translate right away? And it's one of those things where it's like, all right, he averaged 19 and 5.5 assists. Like he was one of the better guards in the Big 12 last year for West Virginia.
right.
Shot 42% from the floor, 35 from deep. Not a terrible athlete, like good vertical athlete. Didn't have a ton of bursts, but he had some.
Right.
But like just in general, for small guards, for him especially, like just getting to a spot, creating separation, consistently knocking down threes. I mean, he was a good 3-point shooter in college, but like that's going to be something that he's going to have to do consistently at the NBA level. Like he shot 35.3% on seven attempts per game. If he can be that kind of player while being like a secondary creator or something like that, or like a secondary ball handler,
Right.
because I honestly don't think he's going to get many minutes at all. But again,
Yeah.
we just saw a second round pick in Jalen Wells be one of Memphis's best players, albeit two different players,
For
sure, but like
sure.
they'll still give this guy rotation minutes, especially if injuries happen or whatnot. But I don't trust that to happen a ton. Again, anything can happen.
Right.
Um, but I do like the player. It's just, you know, I think the ceiling is a little limited because of his size.
No, you hit the nail on the head. His size is going to be the thing that is his biggest obstacle to overcome, and he's got to learn to manipulate the game in a way that he can affect winning without his size being the biggest detriment.
Yeah.
Speaking to his pit ball, I did it again. Pit bull defensive prowess. Out of the three players we're going to talk about today, he has the highest defensive box plus minus out of those guys. He also has the highest usage rate. He was a 28.2 usage rate
Wow.
between Casper Jakachonis and Cedric Cowherd
I
because
guess
he
that
was
makes
really
sense.
that whole show down at WVU. Um, but one thing I really like, and this is what can get him to stick as a role, he has the lowest turnovers out of all three of those guys. So he's not going to turn the ball over as much. He's going to play defense. He's going to hustle and play hard. If he can get any semblance of a jump shot to be consistent, they may have something there in a backup guard to put in their rotation at some point.
And he like again, he's not like a terrible passer. Not
No,
great.
he's
He's
not
not going to be making
terrible.
like
Right.
crazy pick and roll reads, but like
Right.
he could. I think he can be functional.
Absolutely. His per 36 was like 5.6 assists or something like that.
That was
But,
his average.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
How about that? My
Well,
memory
I
is
mean, I
shot.
guess he played 36 minutes a game, so per 36.
Oh, that's funny. That's right. Yeah, that's his average.
There you go. 36.1 minutes. So yeah, I guess that's the right number.
I guess that tracks.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think they could have something. Again, an older prospect, but
Yeah.
you kind of know what you have in him. And as long as that jump shot can come around and translate, you may have a backup. Moving on to the
100%.
Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. We don't talk about them a lot around here because we're contributors for the 5 Reasons Sports Network, and we tend to let them handle it. But in this context, they have a rookie. He was a 6'6 freshman guard. I had him 8th on my big board. I still think he should have went higher. Yeah, Matt was even higher on him than I was.
One spot.
Almost a 6'8 wingspan. He's got really strong hands. Better defender than people realized. We saw it on tape, but a lot of people didn't realize he was as good a defender as he is. And he does a lot of things for you. In college, he was like a 15, 5-5 guy, approximately. For most of the season, some injury stuff happened. So, his numbers took and he played through a lot of those injuries in college as well. Turns the ball over a little bit. But other than that, Matt, what did you think of Kaspars Jakachonis?
I did have some. I mean, it wasn't even like a concern, but I had questions about his defense, mostly like the screen navigation, the foot speed.
Right.
You knew he was going to give effort. I thought during summer league you saw that effort and you saw him play a little bit above his head. The
Oh,
thing that I
yeah.
liked about him the most, especially in summer league, obviously anyone who watched just summer league, it was a roller coaster. The California Classic was quite bad.
Yes.
Um, Vegas was a little bit better. It was still a little up and down, but I think with him, he didn't shoot the ball well. Obviously, the passing numbers are a little bit weird to
Right.
look at because, you know, he made good reads, but I didn't think like he was turning the ball over a lot.
Yeah.
Um, the thing with him, he didn't let his offense affect his defense. And I think that's something they
True.
love. Like it's so easy in that type of setting. Obviously, it's I think a little different if you're a first round pick versus a
Just see
second round
Kalel
pick.
Ware.
Right. But I think it's for a first round pick versus a second round pick or an undrafted player. If you are struggling offensively, especially when you're like knocking down shots or turning over the ball or something like that, you're going to get down on yourself. It's going to affect you mentally. It's going to affect your, overall performance, overall game.
Right.
For him, that didn't happen.
No.
And that was something I was really impressed with. Like, he was one of their better point of attack defenders. He was, he was diving for loose balls, all that kind of stuff, being disruptive defensively, in the passing lanes, all that stuff. And so I think that's really, really like key for him. I don't know how much of that's going to actually translate to an NBA basketball game, because obviously it's different competition. But like,
Right.
I think, if he continues to work on his foot speed, we've talked about it a ton. The screen navigation, all that stuff. Like, I think he can be like a capable defender. I'm not going to say above average. I'm not going to say like great or anything like that, but I think he can be a capable defender. He's got good size to him. So I think that works in his benefit. And I just think he'll shoot the ball better. Like, I think the more he's comfortable in an NBA setting, like I think he'll be a better, knockdown shooter. What I want to see him improve though is like, the quickness, the burst. Like, he
The
didn't
ball
have a ton of
handling.
that during summer league. Like, that was, I think, like, he struggled against bigger defenders. And I think that, again, I don't know, that can happen to anyone in summer league, and that can change over time. I think for him that will change over time, but like, I think it's going to be an adjustment period for him. And I'm very interested to see how he does in that.
Absolutely. And I think he needed to get into NBA level conditioning for his cardio, his ball handling as well. But
Right. Yeah.
I'm very encouraged because I think he's a better shooter than the numbers indicate. He was a very high level free throw shooter in college, shot 84% from the free throw line. And his form just has some minor tweaks he needs to make. And I see him working on that in the clips that I find around Twitter that the Heat put out, that he's working on his footwork to pop into that shot easier. And I believe, I haven't seen him shoot a jump shot yet, but in the drill I saw him doing, it looks like they moved his hand from here on the side to here to hold the ball and keep it more steady, which is a good change in my opinion. So I'm excited about the kid. He's a guy that can do a lot of different things. The fact that he can defend and rebound, and he's a willing passer as well, I think you have something that could work this season, if not, right away. Now, it may take till mid-season, but with all the guards that are injured for Miami, you never know.
He's one of them.
Well, you don't gotta ruin my fun, Matt.
I'm just saying. I
with convenient truth.
I wanted to add that for the viewer or listener.
No, he is injured, but they don't think it's anything long term or going to hold him back. In fact, he might play on Wednesday.
I hope. And I think for the most of the guards that they have injured outside of Tyler, it's not anything particularly serious. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Tyler worries me, man. His injury history, Jovic's injury history worries me. I mean, we're getting into Miami Heat talk, but still, Kasper Shakachonis, I'm very interested in seeing him play in one of these exhibition games. But that's all we have for today, Matt. Tell the people where they can find you, follow, and get more of your work.
You could find me at NPH_824_ on Twitter. You can find me at HotHotHoops.com, VendettaSportsMedia.com, MountainWestConnection.com, as well as doing stuff for the Orlando Magic on SI. So please go check that stuff out as well. Playback.tv/5RSN and Playback.tv/Digital Hoops, man. I'm everywhere.
You are everywhere, man. Big time stuff. Doing stuff for Sports Illustrated on SI, plus all the other stuff you do. Don't forget to follow our content on Twitter and on Instagram and all social media platforms. You can find me under Digital Adele. You can find this podcast, if you missed part of it, you can find it on all streaming services, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it, under Digital Adele Hoops. But that's it for us today, guys.